Hi there, Jessica here from Preferred Physical Therapy, where we help people 40 and over stay active and independent, live free from painkillers, and avoid surgery. Thank you for joining me today. For the month of October, we are going to be discussing all things shoulder health. And for this educational video specifically, I will be going over some things you need to know about the rotator cuff. So to start off, I want to explain a little bit about what the rotator cuff is. It's one of those things that everyone has heard from other people that maybe they've injured, but are not really sure what the rotator cuff actually is. So the rotator cuff is a set of four muscles that originate on the shoulder blade, actually behind the shoulder, and they wrap around the head of the arm bone, what people think of as the actual shoulder joint. So those muscles start in the back, come in, wrap around the head of that bone, and that's why it's called the rotator cuff, because the way it wraps around allows us, when they're contracted, to rotate the arm backwards. So this set of muscles is really important for shoulder health in that it is a big part of shoulder stability. It really helps to keep everything in place, holds that head of the bone into the shoulder socket, keeps everything stable as you're moving. So anything you do overhead, out in front of you, when you're rotating your arm behind you, say you're reaching behind your seat in the car to reach something in the back, or you're reaching overhead to reach for plates in the cabinet, or reaching for a water cup, whatever it is, when your arm is moving, your rotator cuff should be involved to help keep everything nice and stable in there. The problem is, a lot of people are not very aware of what they're doing with their posture. They have a hard time engaging those rotator cuff stabilization muscles and can end up hurting themselves. But basically, those muscles are there to help keep everything nice and stable. So something that I hear a lot of in the clinic is, I have a tear. I have a tear in my rotator cuff. My doctor told me I have a tear. I need surgery, don't I? Sometimes those tears, they can sound really big and scary, but in reality, they can actually be really small and might heal on their own with the proper therapy, proper exercises and stretching and education on proper posture to make sure you're not further injuring yourself. But B, if it's just a small tear, you can strengthen around it to minimize the effects of that tear in the shoulder. So if you are told by your doctor that you have a tear in your rotator cuff, but your doctor tells you that you don't need surgery, and this seems kind of counterintuitive to you, it's actually very, very common. With those really small grade tears, they won't go in and do surgery because cutting you open, going in there and repairing it will actually more likely do more damage than they're fixing. So a lot of times we will get people in the clinic who say, my doctor told me I don't need surgery, but shouldn't I have it repaired? When in reality, the reason they're in here is for us to help them repair it. So that is one big misconception that people do have about the rotator cuff and their shoulder health, is that a rotator cuff tear means surgery when it does not have to. I hope you found this information about the shoulder and the rotator cuff helpful. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube page where we have plenty of other videos for you to check out, not just on the shoulder, but on all sorts of other parts of the body as well. And if you like those, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you.